Good morning, TNT, and welcome back to PSA TV. I'm Avalon Williams. We have in studio this morning Mr. Kaczynski DeLeon. He's a former worker at the Caribbean Crewing Company, and also Keegan Maguire. He's a temporary laid-off officer. Is that correct? Before we start, you could say good morning.
Yes,
sorry.
good morning to the viewers of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to PSA and all of our comrades.
Yeah.
Good morning to you.
Keegan, before we start, I just want to ask Keegan, what is temporary laid-off officer?
I have no idea what is the meaning of temporary layoff. It's something that the company has made up from as 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're with the company temporary?
At this moment, I'm working at the mercy of the manager. So
Okay.
if it is he doesn't call me out to work, I get no job.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's what
okay.
it is.
Okay. So, good morning. Welcome, guys. You guys again. So this morning we're going to be discussing some issues with former worker Mr. DeLeon here and Keegan. He's actually temporary laid-off officer. So if you can just brief us on Caribbean Crewing Company, what they do and stuff like that, and how long you've been employed with the company.
That's Caribbean Crewing. Morning again, viewers. Caribbean Crewing is a joint venture between Maritime Services, Transport Services of Jamaica, and also Gulf Shipping, Trinidad and Tobago. They were formed in February 2011. They were formed, you could say, overnight, and they was awarded the contract, commercial contract from National Energy to supply crew to the vessels. That's what they do. So over a period of time, we started to have some small issues with them concerning sick leave, vacation, bereavement, basic human rights, basic rights of workers.
How long have you been employed with them?
I've been employed on National Energy, I would say 15 years and 8 years with Caribbean Crewing.
Keegan?
The 25th of November 2012 till now.
I just want to understand the synergy between Caribbean Crewing Company and NEC, National Energy Company. If you can somebody could just explain that to me.
Our National Energy, the TAUS is state-owned, is a state-owned company. They, Caribbean Crewing, supply crew due to commercial contract for the National Energy. So they're more crewing, more stores, food supplies, and this stuff, basically. That's what they do.
Okay. And what is the first issue you would like, to let us know about this morning?
And one of the first issues I would say is workers wanting to be unionized. That's one of the first issues we encounter, because during the hiccups over the past time, we had no other choice but to seek representation.
Right.
We was with the SWTU first. They had a blockage where they are saying they are essential service. They have the port. We also a port, Point Lisa Port. We had problems there. They seek OWTU, same thing, essential service Point Petrotrin, blockage there. Now we are with the PSA and we are getting a slight blockage concerning the essential service vessel.
Okay, before we go further, I know you all had a protest with our second Vice President, Mr. Gregory Coover, this week. I just want to show that clip for viewers who have not seen it as yet. I think we have...
Revanchism! 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 Trinidad and Tobago will know today that workers was wrongfully dismissed. Workers was wrongfully terminated. Is it a practice for National Energy to break the law? Is it a practice? It seems like it's a practice to break the law. But we are here today to tell National Energy that we are unhappy.
We are unhappy.
We are unhappy.
Yes, we are unhappy.
We want to work in an environment where nobody not attacking we just so. You understand? Brown had to stop it. Brown had to stop that. Captain Brown can be coming and tell a man he's stupid, he's foolish. Yeah. In school, there's an act against bullying. In school, there's a no bullying policy. But it can happen on the work site. So we met with you. If we can't meeting with you inside, we have it outside. We met with you in 2018. We met with you prior to that. We met with you this year. We told you what was going on. What was the end result, Miss Michelle? Terminate workers? Is National Energy, is the board and nationally know what you are doing? Where is the NEC Majestic?
Yes.
K2K thugs?
Two of them have to be there.
What is the partnership here? We are starting to believe, I am not saying, but I'm starting to believe that there's a partnership here. Anybody else seen that?
It is.
Anybody seen a partnership here? I am starting to believe there's a partnership
Smiles are the
here.
wicked and evil.
See?
Because the authority in Trinidad and Tobago is the Maritime Authority.
Roger.
No insurance can come and tell the Maritime Authority what to do and what not to do. Right? But they're saying this. But then they prove it. When we ask for the evidence, they ain't give me no evidence.
Oh, I smart thing, man.
No visitors.
You like you can.
No visitors today.
So, Mr. De Leon, you were busy there.
Yeah, we are unhappy. Workers are unhappy. So that's the result of workers being unhappy. And we are trying to meet with National Energy to discuss these matters and some further, resolve these matters in a diplomatic way. Sometimes this is the way that we reach to when we are unhappy.
Yeah.
Keegan, what do you think is the reason for this blockage of recognition right now?
What we got to realize that Mr. Kewal Singh, who was part of the recognition board, he is Caribbean Current Internal Affairs Officer.
Right.
So we got to realize that it could be that that's the reason why there's a blockage that the members of the PSA does not receive our RMA assent.
But this is not the first time you're being represented by a union. You were represented before by SWWT and also OWTU.
Yeah.
What went wrong?
It's the same thing. Same thing. No recognition. The papers reached towards the recognition board and it gets stuck right there.
I was also informed by other workers that the fact that they were under the PSA, they were dismissed.
Yes, 8 workers was terminated. They came up with a memo. We have this document here. They came up with a memo where they was challenging some of the senior captains' qualification. But the memo wasn't addressed to them. It was addressed to workers with the qualification in the vessel that they work on, in the capacity. So you see, it's a clear indication of victimization against the union members. And it is a criminal offense. It's a summary conviction. On November the 12th, they will be summoned to court to answer why this was done to the workers in them. So they have to present some sort of document stating who instructed this termination. Because the way they went about it was the wrong way, it was the illegal way.
Because by the memo they are saying that the captains don't have the required license, but the Maritime Service Division, the captain has the correct license. Because the boatmaster one, you're required to captain a vessel 24 meters and less, right? The vessel that my comrade was working on, that vessel is 22.5 meters, which is way less than 24 meters. So what is the reason for terminating the co-workers? It was claimed by the insurers. The insurers have denied it. Now they're saying there's a surplus of workers. As of now, there are workers who are working triple and double, even they're working a month on, a month off, they're even breaking the rest hours, the manning rest hours of the SCV code and the national law, the shipping act, that a worker cannot work more than 14 hours. There are workers working 19 hours straight, 20 hours straight without rest, and that is one of the reasons for this victimization, because it seems that we asked the company that
We're in a high-risk environment. We all know that. We deal with tankers, gas vessels, oil tankers. So working long hours is prohibited because of the danger, right? And we impair the judgment of the workers and the crew. And fatigue will lead to accidents and incidents. So this is some of the genesis of this problem and issues that we have been reported. There's no HR in this company. Who do we speak to? Who do we complain to? We complain to National Energy over and over. Right here I have minutes and times of meeting that we met. Michelle Scipio Hosang, we met with her. We met with Gregory Seeley, the HR of National Energy. We met with Sandra Voser. We met with her team. We tried to solve these matters. Nothing else to do.
Keegan, when last have you been called out to work?
but last Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lillian, how do you feel since you've been terminated? How do you survive?
Well,
how
I know that the direction that I took when I decided to stand up for your rights, because we work in an environment 1 year without even 1 day sick leave. If you do get a sick leave, you have to fight for it. Where do you work with 1 day sick leave and you have to bring a fit to work?
Wow.
So I stand against these things. It's not good practice, it's breaking the law. So we are asking National Energy to kindly intervene because they are contractors representing National Energy. And look into the matter. We're not demanding anything. Look into the matter. And
Do you
see
have
where
any
we're going.
issues with the contractors as well?
With Caribbean Crane?
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot of issues.
I have documents here from individual workers where they wrote letters on Captain Anthony Brown, which is the Marine Superintendent. He represents the Jamaican company. We have been using derogatory remarks, victimizing workers,
Right.
doing the same thing, temporarily laid off, So we have all these evidence that we sent to National Energy over the past 2 to 3 years.
Even went to the Director of Maritime. And going back to what my comrade was saying with regards to the one-day annual leave by law, every person entitled to 12 months of continuous service on a Trinidad and Tobago ship for the same employer to an annual leave of payment. Masters are entitled to 18 days, and officers, master officers, 18 days, and other seafarers, 12 days. The company is giving us 6, 5, sometimes none.
These things are documented.
So they are blatantly breaking the national law, the Shipping Act of Trinidad and Tobago.
So the company is basically doing whatever they want.
They do whatever they want.
And that's what we are
And
saying
they are
today.
encouraging a foreign national to do whatever you want, whatever he wants, to local seafarers. They just do whatever they want.
So the company has no respect for workers. They're doing what they want. They have PSA as a non-recognition
Yes, the blockade
organization.
PSA
I
right
see
now.
that they have no respect for the law as well.
Yeah, because it's a criminal offense under Section 42.3 to attack any worker rights to be unionized. It's a summary conviction, as I said before. They will be before the court, and the fine is 1 year imprisonment and $10,000. So it might be the first time we see an employer go to jail, and it will be a great day for workers standing for their rights.
I just want to stick a pin in it right there and just going to toss to the news this morning and come right back and continue this discussion. Good morning and welcome back to PSA TV. I'm Avalon Williams. We've been chatting here with Mr. DeLeon. He's a former worker of the Caribbean Crane Company, and Mr. Maguire, he's a temporary laid-off employee. So I just want to recap a bit about the victimization that you all have been facing.
Yeah, it's been ongoing for a period of time. We have all information log, all record log. We have complaints. As I said, we wrote numerous letters to the National Energy, as they are the owner of the vessel. And we had meeting with Michelle Scipio Hosang and Gregory Seeley, the HR of National Energy, and we was misled, and we had to believe there's a partnership between the National Energy and the Caribbean Crane.
I just want to ask you gentlemen a question here this morning. People have been complaining about job losses and stuff like that. They say under certain, administration, companies are just closing down. I mean, what is your take on that? Could you shed a little light for me?
It's hard. It's very hard. My take on that is there's no reason. There's no reason. The economy is building the company. The company, Trinidad and Tobago, is doing well so far. What is really the reason? Can we find some sort of avenue, some way that we can keep this thing running?
Yeah.
And this is a company, NEC, who claimed last year that they made $80 million in profit. So you all made $80 million in profit, and you all can't provide crew members with one meal for working a 24-hour shift. Come on.
We haven't got PPE in 2 years, as we said before, and PPE is mandatory, especially in that work environment.
8 workers was dismissed, and then additional 4. What was the reason for the other 4 to be dismissed?
Well, after the protest Wednesday, yesterday, the superintendent, Anthony Brown, he came and he issued 4 temporary layoff letters to 4 crew members on the NEC Pioneer. So it is alleged, and it seems as if the reason for the temporary layoff is because of the protest.
So you all weren't called into a meeting to discuss whether you're going to get laid off from work temporary? Nothing like that?
No.
The manner it was done, we have 4 comrades. They were given a text at 02 in the morning. Report to the office to be terminated. Who does
Just like
that?
that.
Who does that? That's very unprofessional.
In a text message and
In
not
a
an
text
Yeah.
message
And
at
this is
02.
the same manager who goes around telling the co-workers that he's the boogeyman.
But why would he be doing that? Does he have some sort of connection with the company personally?
Well, it seems that he is the representative for the company in Jamaica, which is Maritime Transport Services of Jamaica, right? They were awarded the contract to manage and train 10 national vessels for NEC. right? And you were given the contract to manage and train, not terminate.
Yeah.
So if it is they are claiming that these captains do not have the correct requirements to manage the vessel, then you're required to train them. Then
Why is
that
the
means-
HR department so silent though?
There's no HR.
We have no HR.
There's no HR. There's no one to complain
HR
to.
is National Energy. They have their HR and they are the owners, as I said before. So we take our complaints to them. But there's always seemed to be a hiccup when reaching National Energy. The complaints are taken back to Caribbean Crane and they execute their punishment in form of termination, temporary laid off, reshuffling, demoting.
Yeah, the
And this is going on
Demotion
for over 6 years.
decrease in wages.
Decreasing wages.
It's sad because
When
you're
will it
laid
stop?
off, you're temporary.
And
What's next for you?
Everything they are doing, they are breaking their own policies and procedures. Everything.
Next for me is to take to the court. All accomplices will be summoned to the court. We also have the industrial court. We also have some issues there, grievances. And as we continue, we go along that path, there will be more protesting as the week comes.
I just want to step back for a bit. You were under SWWTU and also the OWTU,
Yes.
correct? Why the issue wasn't addressed under either one
We
of
are,
these?
we are baffled and we are trying to find out the same way. All we are told there was a blockage. Only when we visited the industrial court, Honorable Deborah Thomas Felix, she read it out. She's seen there's a blockage. SWTU, seen as essential services, they represent the port. They cannot represent more than one essential service. OWTU, when we tried with them, they were saying they represent Point of Petrotrin, Point of
Right.
Peer, same problem. Now they are saying that the PSA, essential service with WASA, we having some sort of hiccup.
Didn't this, Mr. Koval met with anyone there as well?
Yes, Mr. Kova had some meetings. We had a meeting with Caribbean Crane to resolve this, and the termination was retracted. On July the 8th, termination was retracted. Workers were called into the office and reinstated. On July the, let me say the 10th to 11th, they was told that they're not reinstated no more. So the letter was retracted. The PSA have it as evidence. So they are going against the letter and they're going against their word.
So you gave a letter and then you,
Then you go against your
Because
word.
they were wrong.
They were wrong. The man was
wrong.
there. There was no 45 days notice. You know, there was no
it
way.
seems as though it have no structure in the company.
Right. What
That is
method
it.
they use in choosing the 8 men? Is it coincident that you choose 8 union members?
So one of the things they did, another comrade of mine, he has his boatmaster too, which is the requirement for the vessel he operates. So they replaced him, and they replaced him with a captain who has his boatmaster 3. So you terminate someone who has a higher license, the required license to operate the vessel, and replace him with somebody who doesn't have the required license for the vessel.
There's so many methods you
nonsense
can
is that?
use. What about the last come first to go policy? There are
Exactly.
junior men, there
Exactly.
are casual workers. But we've seen a trend that majority of the guys, the 8 men, about 6 of the 8 is 15 to 19 year service. So we are believing now is the severance package. They are breaking from pay. So anyone with over 10 years service, they are looking to terminate. It stopped at 8 only because the PSA intervened and we had discussion.
Right.
But we have information it was continuing to about 40 something workers.
Now instead of terminating the workers, they're giving you a temporary lead-off letter, which
So they're going to call you when it's necessary.
2 to 3
Yeah.
days a month. So you're being forced to leave now.
Yeah.
You can't live on
I
2
don't
to
think
3
that's a good
days.
salary to sustain you for a month. You're working, what, twice a month?
yeah.
But there's a method they are using and we are asking someone to intervene. The government, they could intervene. National Energy, please intervene. These people are committing crime.
They are
on your
breaking the
vessel, They are
laws.
breaking the law.
Laws of Trinidad and Tobago.
We have a labor minister, well, she's no longer, she's stepping out of politics and stuff like that. Have you seen any sort of representation from our labor minister?
We have sent letters to the Minister of Labour, and me and a comrade of mine, we visited the Ministry of Labour, and we got some advice that what they are doing, there's nothing called temporary laid-off,
Right.
but they can lay off a worker, but not more than 3 months. If it is you laying off a worker for more than 3 months, you have to provide, after that, is either you provide employment or you pay that worker his severance. I have been on temporary laid-off 7 months now. So
7 months.
So what
Yeah,
you're
7
saying,
months now.
the work didn't come redundant. The operation is going on. There's a shortage of workers. What they're saying, they are surplus. We have evidence from July the 2nd to now. Workers have been asked to double and triple. Some are even bullied to double and triple to fill the gaps so the operation could go. But not in a safe manner. As I said before, we're in a high-risk environment, and God forbid something is to go wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, what is your next means of surviving, Leon?
Well, we continue to go along with the fight, with the struggle, but how long can we go along with
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You know,
along.
and that's it. That's Trinidad and Tobago for you today.
Yeah.
That's it.
So when you look at the economy right now, are we going backward or forward as a nation?
Backward. In terms of
2020
the representation for seafarers, backward.
Oh, workers and
Major
the
steps
road.
backward.
Not only seafarers,
Because if
workers,
there's no law, if there's no law, then what can you do?
but there is the law. But we're not implementing, not
Exactly.
enforcing
The law is there,
So we
but
have
it's
it
not
right
being
here. We have
implemented.
documents here. We are stating that you are breaking the law.
Yeah.
We are presenting it to people. They are viewing it. They're seeing it clearly.
Are
You're
you
breaking
getting
the
any
law.
responses from it?
Look, you have a contract here saying you're paying gratuity in lieu to severance. What is that?
Which is two totally different on some.
How can
There's
you do? How
gratuity
can you pay
and there's
gratuity
severance.
in lieu of severance?
Which in lieu is a French word in place of.
This signed by Sandra Voze, Managing Director, Caribbean Crane.
And they made us sign this under duress. We asked that, could we take this document and seek legal advice? They said, no, we have to sign it now.
That is
If we
wrong.
don't sign it, then we don't get no
Everything is
gratuity.
wrong. Everything is wrong. That's
It's
good.
really wrong.
And now it seems as if the company is trying to distance themselves from the contractor, which is Gulf Shipping, because they are saying that Caribbean Crane is on their own now. They are trying all kind of schemes. They are changing the address of Caribbean Crane. Now they issued the letter they issued to the temporary layoff workers yesterday. At the bottom of the letter, they are saying that Caribbean Crane is an agent of NEC, which
National Energy. That's
National
one of the
Energy.
latest letters.
But
The question I would like to ask, and I would like the government, viewers of Trinidad and Tobago, how Caribbean Crane was awarded the contract. And I mean overnight. They were just formed. We have so many companies that tender who experience in this field, and they were declined.
That's a big question.
That's a
there.
big question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too much going on. I'm very sorry the fact that you were laid off.
Yeah,
you know.
that's part of that's the direction we took when we decided to stand for our rights
So you stood up for all the
against
workers
unscrupulous employers.
and you were terminated.
Yes, along with 7 others.
even the company NEC, port captain, they even made remarks, if we go direction with PSA, is either divorce or marriage.
Marriage or divorce.
Marriage
This
or
was
divorce.
told us by the port
It's
captain.
plain and simple. They want no union representation once you're working on NEC town.
And it's your constitutional rights for
It
any
is.
worker.
It's plain and simple.
Any worker. So you're against rights. We are going backwards. Question you asked before? Yes, we are
I think
going
we are-
backwards. Yeah.
Would we ever come forward as a country though?
Yeah, maybe with proper leadership we can do it.
Do you see that happening, proper leadership? Do you see any sort of leadership within both parties that's fighting at each other right now?
Trick question.
It's just repetitive. Same thing
Check
over
question.
and over.
Because in order to say this issue is an overnight issue. This
Yeah.
issue has been happening since 2012. Since how long have you been employed with them?
15 years.
15
down
years,
here.
and we have been going through the same problem. So
We have been struggling. You cannot work 1 year without a sick leave.
Yeah.
And with the sick leave, 1 day sick leave, you have to have fit to work. Look at this kind of nonsense you are hearing
Yeah.
today. You must present a fit to work with 1 day sick leave.
What is the condition of working on the compound like?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, one of the problems was PPE. You find a lot of workers in jeans, t-shirt, when they say we paying the PPE because late, you're getting late PPE, let me say 2 years in this environment.
one of the remarks from the superintendent, there were no PPE issued. So I asked the superintendent for a raincoat and a rain boots. It's rainy season. And he told me that temporary layoffs are not entitled to no PPE.
Yeah, and that
What?
is.
Yes.
But you're
That is
working for the
wrong.
company.
I'm working for the
Yes.
company, so I'm not
They're
entitled.
calling you
It's
out
mandatory, for the company to provide PPE.
to delay, and you used to go to work in jeans and stuff?
Yeah, there are times I was in jeans and stuff. We have a lot of workers are afraid to open their mouth because you see
Yeah.
what is the outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you suffer adverse consequences and they're
Yeah.
afraid. Because the guys who are doubling now, We cannot go no more. That's why I say we are afraid that something, accidents or incidents happen in a high-risk
They
environment.
can't even ask for relief.
They are begging. Just this week here, we get called from comrades. They want relief. They fatigue.
That's
Judgment
really sad.
impaired.
Yeah.
You have worked for 15 years with the company. When last have you taken vacation?
Well, when you request vacation, you always feel the shortage of captains, shortage of engineers.
Yeah.
They
I-
force you to take cash in.
I took
Keep
vacation
that.
last year and I had to take it no pay leave in order to get the vacation.
Even education,
Yeah.
upgrades, time off, for you to further your studies. Zero, you're not sure of your job when you return.
Yeah.
What are you gentlemen asking for from Caribbean Caribbean this morning?
We are asking for reinstatement of the 8 workers because the job continues, didn't become redundant, the operation goes on. And from there, PSA could have negotiations, or they could have talks with the companies, they will resolve these issues and move forward. That's what we're looking for.
Caribbean Caribbean. I want nothing from Caribbean Caribbean because it seems as if they aren't going to change their ways.
Yeah, we
Just a
have been
deal
trying, yeah.
directly with NEC because it makes no sense you complaining to Caribbean Caribbean. And the more we complain, it's the worse it gets.
Yeah.
The more we complain, it's the worse it gets. Every year, every month, every day.
Take what you get and shut up.
Muzzle
That's basically
workers.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the mentality of Caribbean Caribbean.
Dillion, you seem as though you're very buried to the job.
Yeah,
If you got a chance for the management to call you back, would you take the offer?
I wouldn't do it overnight. I would like to have discussion first. Because I tell you, there are a lot of rough edges that we need to smoothen out. There's a lot of problems that we are having. You wouldn't go back to the same environment you was fighting for. Remember, I make a stand against some
Yeah.
of these things. So not because of employment and go back to the same. We will go down the same road again. Somewhere in the future. Sick leave, PPE, vacation, shortage of food stores. And that's what it will be.
You mentioned something about lunch. Were they providing lunch for you guys, or you will bring your own?
No, you have to work with your own lunch.
You walk with your own, but you were given an hour lunch.
But that's
No.
different shifts. We have 24 hours on, 4 days
We were
off.
not given an hour lunch.
You eat when you can. Whenever there's no job.
There's no lunchtime.
No lunchtime. Eat when you
Eat
can.
when
That's how
you
it
can.
is.
That's how it is. Workers work
Sometimes you have to
sometimes
run downstairs and eat a 2 spoon of rice, run back up on the bridge and do your job.
Is it that bad? That they
Yeah.
just over your shoulders?
Deplorable.
Yeah.
Deplorable.
Is there anything else you all would like us to know before we close off this interview?
We like the government to step in. Take a look what we are asking for. View what we are saying. View the documents. It's there in black and white. You check everything. And you look into the matter.
You like the Maritime Service Division, the director, to step in and take a look at this because his job is to oversee everything on the sea. And we need for him to step in and take a look and ask questions. Why is NEC allowing a foreign national to break the laws of Trinidad and Tobago?
Long hours of work, checking there. These things are documented. There's a captain log where everything during the day is documented.
And you have copies of these?
You request the log and you will get it. National Energy, Director of Maritime, you can do that.
We have all the evidence now. The thing is, we have all the evidence. We
That's
have
what's
all
not
the
enough.
paperwork. We have everything. All we need is for the information to go out there. For somebody to just take a look at what we have. We have all the evidence, all the documents, all the evidence of the captains, who they replaced, the engineers who they replaced. Perfect example. The Terminator comrade of mine who was his boat engineer category 1 and replaced him with an engineer who was a boat engineer category 2. That is madness.
It is. Have
We
you
have
been?
junior seamen right now working. Yeah, junior, and they're not qualified and they're filling this position of qualified.
Wow.
So you're seeing a clear indication of victimization.
Have you been in contact with the others that was terminated?
Yeah, we do. We do on a daily basis. We have a WhatsApp group.
Right.
We chat and we get information across. So every day there is something new. As my comrade said before, Wednesday we had a demonstration. Thursday they was greeted with temporary laid-off letters. Why?
And that is all right. to
And they are
protest.
saying they was instructed by National Energy, Michel CPO Sang.
Yeah.
So check the connection. Right now, the first week in November, we supposed to have a meeting with Michel Boss. We requested it because every letter we sent to National Energy seemed to be blocking somewhere. So we are requesting a meeting first week. On the 12th, we'll be back to the Portsmouth Magistrate Second Court.
Right.
They will be there to answer questions on who instructed to terminate. You don't wake up in the morning and just terminate people like that. It don't work like that.
Don't send workers text message, pass in the office and collect a termination letter. When he's supposed to report to work in the morning.
Did they write to the Ministry of Labour more than 5 workers? If there are more than 5 workers under the Industrial Act, the law, you must write a letter to the Ministry of Labour explaining why. What method did you use in selecting these 8 men? So there's laws to defend workers, but they're not being endorsed or implemented.
There's the Shipping Act, there's the SCV code, there's a lot of stuff, but nobody seems to listen to the laws that they are supposed to follow.
It's happening all over though. I mean, I
Yeah,
really
it's
hope
happening
with
all
this-
over, yeah.
I really hope you all get some sort of resolution. I mean, I feel very, very sad for
And,
your situation and the others.
That's life when we understand all that.
Seafarers need proper representation,
Yeah.
and that is the problem. Seafarers
Being
has been,
represented by a union, it causes you to be wrongfully dismissed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
It's a constitutional rights. You're
Yeah.
taking away my rights.
wow.
And we're close to 20. That's 2020 vision. That's where we're going. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Thanks so much, guys. So we have come to the end of this morning's interview. We were chatting here with Kaczynski DeLeon and also Keegan Maguire. They are former workers of the Caribbean Crewing Company. Mr. DeLeon was wrongfully dismissed, and Keegan here is on temporary,
Which don't exist.
whatever that is.
could you lighten me up? What do you think is the meaning behind that?
I
We're
don't
trying
know.
to find out what is temporary legal.
That's why I ask you, what is it? Because I really don't understand. But
Gratuity in lieu severance.
I'm sure Mr. Kova will explain to you all further with that, but you all will
Yeah.
keep us updated on what's
Okay, no
happening.
problem.
So
Thanks
we'll
for
always feel
PSA.
welcome to come back here and
Yeah.
you
No
know just
problem.
let the viewers know what's happening. All
Thanks
right.
a lot for having us here today too.
Thank you
no
so much. We have
problem.
come to this interview, the end of this interview. You can stay with us. We're going to be right back shortly.